Hey guys, AirTS here, Air for short. Today I'm going to fuse the Panda Warrior, the Fire Panda Warrior. And I'm also going to discuss the runes for this monster. And I want you to keep in mind that these are just suggestions, and you don't need to follow them if you don't want to. But also feel free to leave any suggestions of your own in the comment section below if I don't mention some rune setup that you think would work for him. So let's start selecting these monsters. I finally got them all leveled up and awakened. And here we go, 5, 6, 7, 8, boom. Yes. And there he is, the Fire Panda Warrior. So let's take a look at his skills. Sequential attack attacks the enemy 3 times, with each strike having a 30% chance to decrease the target's defense for 2 turns. 30% isn't very high, but he hits 3 times and has a chance of applying that for every single hit. So it's good, and Defense Break is a very good debuff. Calm Mind removes the harmful effects casted on yourself and counterattacks for 2 turns when attacked. Recovers 15% of the HP of all allies in each turn for the next 2 rounds. So that's pretty good. Gives everybody some healing abilities when they get their turn. And he counterattacks as well as removes all harmful effects on himself. So that's really great. Then Panda Supremacy attacks the enemy 4 times, with each strike having a 50% chance to apply a random harmful effect. The damage is proportionate to your defense and the enemy's maximum HP. So it does more damage the higher his defense and the higher the enemy's HP is. So it means this skill would be very strong against bosses. Sadly, the boss that has the most HP is a water monster, and he's a fire type, so won't work well on him. But either way, it's going to be really good against bosses because they have high HP. So, and then he has a leadership skill. Increases defense of ally monsters by 33%. So a 33% increase of defense is really good. Now this monster is largely, I believe, geared towards raid battles. He's a defense type, and he majors in defense, and the more defense you have in raid, the less damage you will receive. And then also he clears debuffs, which the raid monster gives a lot of debuffs, and has a lot of HP. And the random harmful effects, I'm not sure what they are. I think it's like glancing hit, possibly stopping from healing. I don't think it stuns. I could be wrong about that though. But yeah, I'm sure that they're very useful. Maybe lowering speed is one of them. They're probably really good against the raid monster. I believe the developers made him for raid. And then this is also good. Breaking the defense for raid battles is really useful. Now, so raid battles he's definitely good for. And also, because he has a lot of multiple hits, his first skill hits 3 times, and his third skill hits 4 times, and then he also has the ability to counterattack. So he's also really good for Necro, because you want a lot of counterattacks on Necro. You want to hit them a lot of times to get rid of that shield. And also breaking defense is really good against Necro, and I'm sure whatever these harmful effects are really good against Necro as well. So his main stats that you're probably looking at are defense, accuracy, and I would probably aim for as much speed as possible, especially if you're going to use them for raids, and actually for Necro, because you can't increase attack bars in Necro, and raid monsters tend to be really fast. So the faster he is, the better. Let's take a look at what he gets when he's awakened. Yeah, so they're definitely gearing him up for raid battles. Increases resistance by 25%. So he's going to get a bonus 25% resistance when you awaken him. So rune-wise for this monster, I'm going to suggest, since you want to increase his defense, you might give him 1 set of guard runes. You need him fast. I wouldn't suggest Swift. I would look for speed substats, but a lot of people go Violent with him, mostly because that's really good for Necro. Violent would be good for him. I thought about Revenge runes, but then I realized his second skill has a counterattack built into it, so it kind of makes the Revenge runes useless when he can just keep applying that. And then that's reusable every 3 turns once you max him out, and this is usable also every 3 turns. So yeah, Violent runes would be amazing. He'd hit a lot, and maybe Violent Guard. You can also go Violent Blade. And then if you do Violent Blade or Violent Guard, you can do crit damage on 4, and then defense percentage on 2, as well as defense percentage on 6, with accuracy substats and speed substats. If you don't have Violent runes, you can do maybe 2 sets of Guard runes and 1 set of Blade, or 2 sets of Guard and 1 set of Focus runes for more accuracy. Let's see what else we've got here for runes. Energy I wouldn't bother with. Focus is a possibility. Guard is good. Violent for sure. Blade for sure. Despair, he doesn't hit enough enemies, and he's largely used for bosses, and you can't stun bosses for the most part. I wouldn't do Nemesis because he has a self-healing ability anyways. You can also do Rage runes on him if you want more damage, especially on that 3rd skill based on defense. So if you do Rage, though, I would go the Rage Blade, and then I would do defense percent on 2, crit damage on 4, and defense percentage on 6, with accuracy substats as well as crit rate substats, and lots of speed. Yeah, so you can do Rage, you can do Violent. You could try Swift. I don't recommend Swift. I would only do Swift runes if you don't have Violent runes. Then you've got the 2 sets of Guard, as well as Focus or Blade. Really, he is a tank who can do damage, is what you're basically gearing him up for, as well as applying lots of debuffs. So defense and accuracy are huge, as well as crit damage and crit rate. So, yeah, he's pretty tricky, I would say, to rune, just because you need a lot of stats for him to be really good. Defense, speed, accuracy, crit rate, and crit damage. So it's a lot of things to sort of focus on, so you might want to pick 3 of those and really aim for those. But defense and accuracy are definitely important. And speed you could probably get away with not focusing too much just because he has the counterattack. And if you go Violent, then you don't have to worry about speed as much. But yeah. So those are my suggestions with this monster. I'm trying to think of what else you could do. I thought Revenge, but no, again, 2nd skill. You could also go Nemesis runes. That would bring his turn around more often as he loses HP. And Lord knows that the raid boss does quite a bit of damage over time, as well as Necro. You can start building it up. So Nemesis runes might be good with him as well. You could go Violent Nemesis. You could do Nemesis, Guard, and Focus. You could go Guard, Nemesis, or Guard, Nemesis, Blade, depending on what you've got. But those are my suggestions for this monster. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he's pretty good for Necro and Raid. I've seen him all over this game now. So if you've managed to fuse him or accidentally summon him, then congratulations. Till next time, peace.